Right, I'm back doing the oil filter now. The oil's drained out. We got the car up on ramps. We've taken the cap off, we've taken the dipstick out to allow better oil flow, not airflow. I've also chocked the rear wheels. With the chock you can use a brick or a block. And I've also got it in gear and the handbrake on. So we've drained the oil off, took the sump plug out, which is a 19mm spanner on this Astra. There's the old oil. And this oil filter has been a bugger to come off. So what I'm going to do is the old method, which is a screwdriver through there and a hammer. I'm going to put a hole in it and use the screwdriver to turn it, to get it started, hopefully. That has been on there some years. Right, that's got it moving. I've also got the pan underneath. God. Come on. Right, she's starting to turn. I'm going to try it now with a rag in my hand. Nope, still not having it. Okay, so we will go again with screwdriver in. Oops, mind the phone, mind the phone. Let's get that there. Get it in position there. Knock her through. Lever it round. You see the oil just coming out now. And that hole, now that is loose. So we'll let that drain off a bit. You can hear it draining away. Once the worst of it's drained out of the filter, we can then spin the filter off and apply the new filter. I've put the sump plug back in ready. So this is how long it takes to do an oil change. So far it's just over 3 minutes on this car, which is simple as. You imagine what a garage charges you, and the parts have only cost me £21. So, the old. Oh, there goes the old oil filter with a bit of oil miss. That shouldn't have happened, but well, these things happen when you're doing a car. Don't do it on your new driveway unless you've got protection down. Luckily, I'm in the alleyway, and I shall mop this up. And after I've mopped it up, I will put some cat litter down, and that will soak the rest of that up. Right, now we're going to get the filter, and to make sure the filter comes off easy next time, you can use new oil. I always use a bit of old oil, and all you do is you put it around the seal there. Bit of old oil, bit of new oil, whatever you like. If the filter on the car, if you could have put it on up that way, you could fill the filter first, but this one doesn't. So I'm going to just screw this in and not fill the filter first. And once we're on the threads, it's just a case of doing it up, and then only do it hand tight. You only want it hand tight, you don't want it too tight. So nip it up like that, and then a quarter of a turn. That is all you need. Okay, so already at the stage where we can fill the oil. So we get funnel, which I made earlier, Blue Peter job. See if we can get that to sit in there a bit better. There we go. Oh no. Okay, so this is going to be a pain. So what I shall do, I shall stand the camera this way, hopefully. Hopefully you can see that. There's the funnel. I'm going to put the funnel in there in a minute. I'm going to get the oil. There's the new oil going in. Remember, I've already done the sump plug up, but if you're not used to doing oil changes, check that you've done it. It's simple to forget. And I believe this takes 3.5 litres of oil. And I've got a 5 litre one here, so. See how much we put in. 2 litres. Right, that's about 2.5, nearly 3 litres. So what I'm going to do now, so we get a true reading on it, I'll put the oil cap back on, put the dipstick back in, remove said glasses before you break them, hammer, etc. Right, what I'm going to do now is just roll it off the ramps. It should run. You don't have to have the full amount of oil in. In a car this size, it only takes 3.5 litres, so you're only looking at putting 2.5 litres in there to be enough oil. Just to move it. So let's go backwards. Saying that the oil light's go. Oh, but it might help if I took the wheel chock out the back first. Let's just get that out of the way. There's the wheel chock out of the way. Now I can go backwards. Always something you forget. Right, now we should. There we go. Let's go backwards. Turn that off. Give it a minute or so for the oil to flow down. Let's take the cap off again. Now I'll put the camera back this way so we can get dipstick out and check it. There's my rag. Oh. Turn that all up down there. Oh, there's the dipstick, and I don't know if you can see, there's a minimum. It says minimum, or add a litre, and maximum. So I'm going to dip that in now, see what we get up to. Right, at the minute we're on the minimum, so we want about a litre roughly. So back to the oil, back to the funnel. And give that a minute or so to go down. And we'll check it again, because obviously you got the oil filter down there, which fills up, even though it's at an angle. It will fill up and obviously take some oil from the sump. So you want that full as well as the sump. So let's check that now and see where we're up to. Let's wipe the dipstick clean. And we are still on minimum. So we want a bit more, just above the minimum now, but we want a little bit more in. And I think there's 2 litres left in there, just under. So let's pop a bit more in. Do it a bit at a time though, you don't want to put too much in, because if you overfill it, that can be dangerous for the engine, because you can blow all your oil seals out. So let's leave that for a bit, just to filter down. There's no leaks underneath, which is good. You don't want leaks. And then we'll check the dipstick again in a minute. Right. Let's have a look. That should give plenty of time to go down. Right, the dipstick again. So just take your time with these jobs, and then they won't go wrong. Okay, that's not quite at the maximum, so perhaps it was 4.1 litres in this car. Can't quite remember what it said in the book, or I should say the Google book, so I'm going to give it a little bit more, just a touch. So we shall wait and see what the dipstick says next. Hopefully the dipstick says yes, we are full. I'm going to do the van service next as well a little bit later on, and I've also got a tensioner pulley to fit on the camper van as well, so I'll be doing that later. Right, let's check the dipstick again. See what it's doing now. And we are up to maximum, which is there. That's perfect. And basically you pop that in, you check around again, make sure there's no tools there, just run the engine, check for any leaks. Shouldn't be any, but we will give it a check. And obviously with no oil in, it sounds a lot nicer than it did before, so we'll just have a quick check, make sure there's nothing dripping around the oil filter. There's no leaks underneath. The only oil you can see will be old oil that's dripped, and that's basically it. So oil change done, and that's taken me 13 minutes. So you imagine when you take them to the garage and then the garage says, oh yeah, there's an hour and a half's work there. There isn't really on these little basic cars. Some of them you have to take an underguard or an under tray off the new cars, but apart from that it's all basically the same. You do get different oil filters though. Some of them are encased inside and you have to get a tool to take them out, but these ones are just a easy spin on. So basically there's the Astra all done. That's it now for another 6 months. I'll do them every 6 months, my cars, and they always keep running. And then for the sake of 22 quid every 6 months, and the car keeps running, it's got fresh oil in it. In the winter I will probably put 1040 in, because it's a thicker oil. This is a thinner one for summer, so 6 months time when it starts getting cold I'll probably put a slightly thicker oil in. But that's it. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, a share, a thumbs up, and if you haven't seen it before or seen my channel, please subscribe. I am up to 20 subscribers now, which I'm pleased about. It's going to take me 3 weeks. A lot of that's thanks to Pippa at Worm's Eye View, so go and give her a look if you haven't seen her videos, and give her a like and a subscribe. She's got a brilliant channel. Thank you very much. Catch you all later. Bye.